Good morning students, welcome once again to online video class from Purnachandra Residential High School, Barikar. So, today I am going to start a new chapter or new topics of new topics called allergies and AIDS from the chapter of human health and disease. Belongs to a subject of zoology. So, what is allergy? First, check the definitions of allergy. What is allergy? It is an inappropriate immune response of a person's to harmless substances coming in contact to a cell or body is called allergies. So, it is an inappropriate immune response of a person to harmless substance. Remember, harmless substances. Okay, like harmless substances is affecting a healthy person to form an allergies, and it is an inappropriate immune response of a person to harmless substance coming in contact to a cell or body is called allergies. Now, sources of allergies. Allergens. What are allergens? Now need to write down sources of allergens. The substances which cause allergies are called allergens. Like dust, animal dander, pollen grains. Sometimes pollen grains also causing what? Allergies. Food like egg, fish, lobster, brinjal. These are the sources of food. Sometimes it also causing what? Allergies. Okay. Animal dander, pollen grains, food. Okay. Next, symptoms. What are the symptoms of allergies? Sneezing, sore throat, rashes on skin, sneezing, sore throat, rashes on skin, itching, many more are there. So these are the symptoms of allergies. Hay fever also, coughing. So these are the symptoms of allergies and how it is caused and cause. When an allergy is causing to a person or when an allergy causing to a person for a first time doesn't show any symptoms is called sensitizing dose. What it is called? Sensitizing dose. Okay. Number one. When an allergy is causing to a person for a first time, so it does not show any symptoms, is called sensitizing dose. If a person is absorbing some allergens and causing it for the second time and having an allergies like reactions in a body, and that particular dose is called what? The shocking dose. What it is called? It is called shocking dose. First one is sensitizing dose. Number two, shocking dose. When a person feels to be allergies, when a person feels to be allergies attacked by the allergens, for the second time is called shocking dose. What it is called? Shocking dose. Okay, and in this particular shocking dose, when a person is having a shocking dose, in this shocking dose, the basophilic reaction, the basophils from the RBC, so the basophils from the WBC. As we know, basophil is a part of WBC. Of which part? That is granulocytes. As we know, WBC are classified on the basis of the granules. WBC is classified into two types: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Under granulocyte, eosinophil, basophil and neutrophils are there, and under agranulocyte, lymphocytes and monocytes are there. So in basophilic reaction, so when a person feels to be allergies attacked by the allergens for the second time, is called shocking dose. In this particular dose, in this particular period, basophilic reactions taking place. Basophilic reactions. So not basophil, the period, granules of basophil, granules of basophils reacts to form allergies by releasing histamine as allergy mediator. Histamine is known as allergy mediator. Okay, so sensitizing dose, shocking dose, and another one is ampylactic dose. And what is called ampylactic dose? First, second, now third. Number 3, ampylactic dose. What is called ampylactic dose? When an allergic reaction taking place in all tissues, when an allergic reaction taking place in all tissue of a body is called ampylactic dose. Okay, these are very dangerous conditions for a person when a person is having an ampylactic dose of allergies. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So 3 kinds of dose. First is sensitizing dose, second one is shocking dose, and third one is ampylactic dose. Next, and how it is forming and how it is causing. How allergy is causing, I am showing you now with diagram. Suppose this is a allergens. This is an allergens. It is coming in contact to the B cells. Which kind of cells? B cells. As we know, B cell is one Hubble cells. B cell. It is coming in contact to the B cells. Okay? B cells from what? Which kind of lymphocytes? From the lymphoblast. From the lymphoblast. That is, it is releasing B cells. Okay, so this is the structure of B cells and it is reacting with the allergens. Now, that B cells will forming what? Plasma B cells. Plasma B cell. Now, this is the structure of a B cells having what? Nucleus, and this is cell membrane. The allergen is coming in contact with the plasma B cells. Which cell? The plasma B cells having nucleus. This also here nucleus, and these are endoplasmic reticulum, ER, and this is nucleus. Now, plasma B cells. While the allergen is coming in contact with the plasma B cells, it is releasing which kind of antibodies? Plasma B cells releasing which kind of antibodies? IgE. Which kind of antibodies? IgE. Now, these antibodies will come in contact with the mast cell. Where it will come in contact with the mast cell. This is called mast cell. This is called mast cell. And these are the granules. Which kind of granule? Basophilic granules. Which kind of granules? What is called mast cell? When a basophil having a lot of granules is called basophilic granule. These are called basophilic granules. What is called mast cell? Mast cell is what? When a basophil cells containing a granules is called mast cell. Okay? While the antibodies is coming in contact with the mast cell and it will absorb the antibodies IgE, and it is forming. These are the antibodies. So these are when the allergens coming in contact with the B cells, that is plasma B cells. As a result of that, when coming in contact at the same time, plasma B cells will releasing which kind of antibodies? IgE. Which kind of antibodies? IgE. Now these antibodies will goes to the basophilic granules, and here the allergens will come in contact with the antibodies. And here the sites is, these are the antibodies having what? No? Long chain, and this is short chain, and these are the antibodies. And these are the antibodies, and these are the antigens. These are the antigen, as you know, these are allergens. Allergens also act as an antigen. This is the antigen and antibody site, and it is forming with kind of complex allergy antibodies complex. Allergy antibodies complex. Allergies antibody complex. These are the allergens. Remember, these are the allergens and these are the antibodies. Okay. Now antibodies the antibodies now absorbing antigens. Absorbing what? Allergen in the form of antigens. As it is absorbing the antigens, now mast cell will release. Suppose this is the mast cell, and the mast cells will get ruptured, and the mast cell, these are the granules and these are the antibodies. While there is a stimulation of antigens and antibodies on the surface of mast cell, it will force to release a histamine. What it will release? Histamine. As histamine is called a allergy mediator. It is called an allergy mediator. Histamine is referred to as allergy mediator. Now this allergy mediator will goes to the smooth muscle cells, bronchioles. It also helps to increase the inner surface area of the arteries, inner surface area of the small arteries, Okay, small arteries, but not veins. So this allergy mediator is histamine. So histamine, these are the histamine getting ruptured from the mast cell, and this histamine will goes to the smooth muscles. Suppose these are structurally smooth muscles. It will go to the smooth muscles, the bronchioles. It also helps to, and it is also going to the bronchioles part. As we know, bronchiole is present in the the bronchioles is present in the lungs. Where it is present? It is present in the lungs. Now the histamine will go to the bronchioles, which leads to the formations of respiratory problems. Okay. Now smooth muscle. While the histamine is approaching toward the smooth muscle, then there will be a causing of what? Itching. Next, if it is going to the arteries, if it is going to the inner parts of the arteries, then there will be a swelling and rashing occurs. Okay. So these are the conditions, or these are the conditions get arise. These are the conditions get arise when the allergy mediator called histamine goes to this particular site. Smooth muscles, bronchioles, smooth muscle. When it is going to the smooth muscle, there will be a what? Itching, bronchiole, that is respiratory problem. Next, if it is going to the inner surface area of the small arteries, then there will be forming of rashes. Okay. So histamine is a chemical substances or the protein which it is releasing from the mast cell, will goes to the smooth muscles, bronchioles, and finally to the small arteries, but not veins. And while it is entering to the small arteries, it will causing rashes on the skin. Okay. So by this way, allergies is caused. Again, I am explaining you briefly now. So these are the allergens. These are the allergens coming from the outward source. Allergens. Okay, like dust, it might be dust, animal dander, pollens, whatever it may be. So these are the allergens which it is causing allergies. Now these allergens, when we inhale, it will go to the plasma. It will go to the plasma B cells, and the plasma B cells, as we know, plasma B cells get regulated from the lymphoblast, and these plasma B cells, as we know, helps for the releasing of antibodies. While the allergen is coming in contact with the plasma B cells, and the plasma B cells, where the receptors are present on the plasma B cells, will exhibits to release what? Antibodies E. It will release what? Antibodies E. Which kind of antibodies? IgE. Now these IgE will showing some basophilic reactions in the basophil granules of the mast cell. Okay? Mast cell is nothing but it is a basophil. When a basophil contains lot of granules contributing to form what? A mast cell. Now the antibodies goes onto the surface of mast cell, and these antibodies will absorb this particular allergens, forming which kind of condition? Allergy antibodies complex. Now after that, when there is a reactions in the mast cell, it will release lot of histamine from the rupturing its cells. After rupturing its cells, the histamine will get continue to release, and this histamine will get accumulate onto the smooth muscles, leading to the formation of itching. The bronchioles, when it is going to the bronchioles, it forms some respiratory problems. When it is going to the inner surface area of the small arteries, forming rashes on the skin. Okay? By this way, allergy is caused. Next, allergies. Next is immunodeficiency. What is immunodeficiency? Immunodeficiency. 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 It is a disease. It is a disease caused due to the deficiency of immunity. Due to the deficiency of immunity. As we know, immunity is responsible for the maintenance of the formations of antibodies and T cells and B cells. Okay, so immunodeficiency disease, it is a disease caused due to the deficiency of immunity. Now immunodeficiency are two types. Immunodeficiency disease are two types, that is what a temporary and permanent. Not temporary and permanent, that is two types. One is inherited and another one is acquired. Inherited immunodeficiency and another one is acquired immunodeficiency. Inherited immunodeficiency is related to SCID. What it is called? SCID. What is the full form of SCID? It is severe combined immunodeficiency disease. Deficiency. Okay? Severe combined immunodeficiency disease. Okay? SCID. And acquired immunity disease is AIDS. What it is? AIDS. So AIDS is caused when immunodeficiency. AIDS is caused by acquired, and these diseases are carried from the parents. That is one inherited immunodeficiency. That is SCID. So severe combined immunodeficiency. And why this is, and these particular SCID and AIDS are similar to each other, but varies and but it differs in one condition. Inherited immunodeficiency, it is carried from the parents to the child. Okay, and this is the disease which it is carried from the infected persons, and this is the disease from the acquired immunodeficiency, that is AIDS. AIDS is the full form acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, next. Generally, it is caused by, what is the difference between SCID and AIDS? SCID, that is, it is an inherited immunodeficiency, and AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency. And severe combined immunodeficiency disease is caused due to the lack of adenosine deaminase enzyme. It is caused due to the lack of adenosine deaminase enzyme. ADA, adenosine deaminase enzyme present in a gene. As ADA is responsible for maintaining of immunity. Okay, so severe combined immunodeficiency, it is caused due to the lack of adenosine deaminase enzyme. Remember it nicely. Adenosine deaminase enzyme, okay, present in a gene. As ADA is responsible for maintaining of gene. If there is shortage of adenosine deaminase enzyme in gene, then such kind of disease could get arise to a progeny from the parents to their offspring. Okay, it is caused due to the lack of adenosine deaminase enzyme present in a gene, as ADA is responsible for maintaining of immunity. Now, acquired immunodeficiency, and this is not caused by any virus. And ADA fights, and ADA is maintaining what? Immunity, and as a result of that, if there is no ADA, it will becomes no ADA in a gene becomes defenseless. Defenseless means unable to fight against the germs, unable to fight against the pathogens. Okay, so SCID. And AIDS, it is a disease caused by the virus. It is a disease caused by a virus called HIV. That is human immunodeficiency virus. Okay. So this is the difference between SCID and AIDS. Okay. Both are affecting to the which kind of cells? Lymphocytes. Which kind of cells? T lymphocytes. T helper lymphocytes. Which kind of cells? T helper and T killer lymphocytes. Lymphocyte. So T helper and T killer cells. So T helper and T killer cells of lymphocytes are badly get affected when AIDS and SCID is caused to a person. Okay, and this is not caused by any virus, but AIDS is caused by a virus. And if there is a lack of ADA, then SCID is caused if the virus particles when invading to a person, it kills what? No, T helper and T killer cells. T helper and T killer cells of lymphocytes. Okay. Now AIDS. So this is the structure and this is the models of AIDS virus. This is the model of a AIDS virus. I am showing you now. Model of a AIDS virus. And these here all the like crowns like structure which is present on the surface are called glycoprotein. What it is called? Glycoprotein. And this is the membrane. Both are these and these both are glycolipid. Glycoprotein. Okay, and these two forms. Here the thread-like structure which I am showing you, and here the thread-like structure are called RNA. Are called single-stranded RNA. Single-stranded RNA. And here the point-like structure in a dark way which I am showing you. These are the reverse transcriptase enzyme. Reverse transcriptase enzyme. Okay, so this is the structure of AIDS virus. Now I am showing you about some characters of AIDS virus. Here, so character, the diameter of AIDS virus or HIV virus is 100 to 140 nanometer. Okay, number 2, it is a single-stranded RNA. It is a single-stranded RNA. Number 3, RNA and reverse transcriptase enzyme. RNA and reverse transcriptase enzyme are surrounded by glycoprotein, or protein coat. Okay, glycoprotein. So RNA and reverse transcriptase. These are the RNA. So these two RNA and these are the reverse transcriptase enzyme is surrounded by what? Glycoprotein. Here is one glycoprotein and another one is what? Glycoprotein. It is surrounded by glycoprotein. Next, number 4. Next, not glycoprotein, protein coat. Sorry, protein coat. if the RNA is mitotic. Why mitotic? What makes a RNA to be a mitotic in a AIDS virus? Because two RNA are present. Two RNA are present. Okay? So two RNA are present in a parallel way. So RNA is mitotic. So RNA is mitotic. Why RNA is mitotic? Because two RNA is present. That's why it is mitotic. And it is also a retrovirus. It is called a retrovirus. Why it is called retrovirus? What does the retrovirus stands for? What is the actual meaning of retrovirus? Retrovirus means a single-stranded RNA. When a single-stranded RNA having any capability to forming a DNA. When a single-stranded RNA having a capacity to producing DNA with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. So that's why it is called what? No, retrovirus. Why AIDS virus is called retrovirus? Now the question would get asked in this way also. Why AIDS virus is called retrovirus? Because in AIDS virus single-stranded RNA are present. Now single-stranded RNA will now get convert into DNA with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. As we all know that DNA get changed to RNA by the process of transcription. Okay, but sometimes RNA also gets continue to form what? No, DNA with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. So that's why AIDS virus is called retrovirus. It is a retrovirus because single-stranded RNA get converted to DNA with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. Reverse transcriptase enzyme. Okay? Now, so how AIDS is caused? I am showing you how AIDS is caused. It's a very simple thing and it is a general knowledge to everyone, and all must know that how AIDS is caused, because you had learned everything about AIDS in class 10 as well as in class 11 also. So again I am repeating, or again I am showing what and how the AIDS is causing. First, AIDS is caused by an infected person. Okay, AIDS is caused by an infected person. That infected person who has initially involved having an unprotected sex with infected persons. By this way also AIDS get transmitted from one person to another. First point. Now second point, so contaminations of needles and syringe which are introduced into the tissues to impinge some drugs. Okay, by this way also AIDS can get transmitted from one person to another person. Okay, contaminated needles and syringe when it is injected to a person who is a drug addict, having a drugs or something else, whatever. Okay, by this way also AIDS gets transmitted. Next, number 3, it also gets transmitted from the contaminated razors during shaving. Okay, next, number 4, it also gets transmitted from the mother to child through placenta. If a mother is infected through AIDS, then it is, and that it is also having a chances to a placenta or to a baby to having a what, no, or suffering from the AIDS. Okay, next point. And next is sometimes when a person's having a boring in a pinna, and that syringe or that needles, if an infected needle and that contaminated needles, if a contaminated needles is given or both to a persons, then in this way also AIDS get transmitted. Okay, next, replications of retrovirus. Now replications of retrovirus, how? Replication of retrovirus showing you now. Replication of retrovirus. This is a virus. Viral code for protein, viral RNA, that is single stranded RNA, infecting to a normal person, infecting to a normal cell, infecting to a normal cell. Suppose this is a cell. This is the cell membrane, normal cell membrane, normal cell membrane, normal cell membrane. Okay, so this is the structure of what? No, AIDS virus. AIDS virus. This is the structure of an AIDS virus, where AIDS virus is coming in contact to the blood, coming in contact to the blood. When AIDS virus is coming in contact to the blood, it will release what? No, single stranded RNA. What it is releasing? Single stranded viral RNA having a protein code. This is the structure of that diagram. Okay, next. So infecting to a normal cells. How it is infecting? This is so this is the normal cell membrane, and this is a nucleus having a genomes, viral RNA incorporated into on plasma membrane, on plasma membrane. Okay, now while the RNA has got entered into the cell, viral RNA, now viral RNA, now here it is forming, viral RNA will get converted to what? To DNA. Okay, with the help of which kind of enzyme? Reverse transcriptase enzyme, reverse transcriptase enzyme, reverse transcriptase enzyme. Viral RNA getting converted to DNA, that is with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. As these are the retrovirus, now this DNA will get into the plasma, will get into the will get onto the surface of nuclear membrane, and subsequently it will goes to the DNA. It will goes to the DNA. It will goes to the DNA. From the DNA, there the replications will take place. Replications, then after that replication, transcription. Replication and transcription. As we know, DNA are double stranded. Okay, this is what? DNA. While RNA has got entered into the, which RNA? Viral RNA. This viral RNA has got entered to the DNA. Okay, this RNA, viral RNA forming DNA, and this DNA now forming what? No, this is what? No, DNA to DNA. DNA to DNA forming what? DNA to DNA forming what? No, replication. DNA to DNA replication, and from the DNA forming DNA to RNA, forming by the process called transcription. Okay, first RNA, viral RNA forming DNA. Viral RNA is entering to the DNA, forming what? No, infected DNA. Okay, that means having an abundance of what? No, viral RNA forming what? No, DNA, with the help of which kind of enzyme? Reverse transcriptase enzyme. With the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. As we know, it has already carried which kind of enzymes? Reverse transcriptase enzyme. So RNA will get converted to DNA. Again, the DNA will forms DNA by the process of replications, and from the DNA going to the process of transcription, it will producing what? No, RNA. Where? Here. And from the nucleus, RNA will come out in this way. This is the RNA. These are the RNA. And these RNA will coming out from the plasma membrane and these RNA will infects another normal cells. Infects another normal cell. Which kind of cells? Normal cell as well as lymphocytes. Which cells? Lymphocyte. Lymphocyte, that is T helper cells, T killer cells. Okay. So these infected normal cells. Now these infected normal cells will destroy the T helper cells and T killer cell which is present in the lymphocytes. And this way it is caused. So here the structure of an AIDS virus. From the AIDS virus, which genetic material is coming out? That is one of single-stranded RNA. Now single-stranded RNA, now it will goes onto the surface of normal cell. While it is going to the surface of normal cells and the viral RNA is getting inside to the cytoplasm, from the viral DNA it is forming DNA with the help of which kind of enzyme? Reverse transcriptase enzyme. Which kind of enzyme? Reverse transcriptase enzyme. Now this DNA will goes to the nuclear membrane. Now it goes to the surface of nuclear membrane. Subsequently it will forming what? No, DNA, and from the DNA inside the nucleus DNA is present, and from the DNA, now that DNA will able to produce RNA. What will produce? What? No, RNA. These are what? No, RNA. It is producing RNA, and this RNA will come out in the form of virus. And this RNA virus will fight with these lymphocytes and killer T cells, and this RNA virus will dominate over lymphocytes like T helper cells and T killer cells, and these T helper cells and T killer cells will unable to produce any kinds of perforin of whatever the material which it has released before in the normal cells. But in the infected cell, these helper cells and killer cells will not be able to fight against the RNA virus. As a result of that, there will be a lack of immunity. Then there will be a lack of immunity in a person or in an infected person. By this way, if a person is suffering from, if an AIDS person is suffering from some disease like diarrhea, dysentery, whatever, at the same time, many bacterial and many fungal infection could get arise on that particular person. By this way, lacking of immunity, the body will unable to fight against the pathogens like virus, which is a very dreadful thing. Okay. Now, so allergies and AIDS today I have completed. Okay. So finish. Till then, over. Thank you.